Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about the list of free tools that we all love so much. You're going to find about 100 different applications that pretty much do the same thing. Um, you're going to find a couple here and there that you might like one a little better than the other. For example, I'm going to start off my list with two of them. One is CCleaner and the other is Clean Master. Now, every application that I'm going to be talking about today are all free downloads. Of course, there are other versions that you can buy. For example, say CCleaner. Uh, you're good enough with the free tools. I mean, you're just working from home. It's really nothing that big. The only difference is if you buy the professional edition, you'll get other software included, like Recuvia. Recuvia is to bring back deleted files. If you delete something, you can recover those files. However, Recuva is also freeware, so you can get this application right here for free. So why, buy the paid edition here? And let me show you why I use both of these free applications. Now they both, like I said, do pretty much the exact same thing. However, let me show you the difference. For example, CCleaner. I like CCleaner. You can customize it. Oh, let's see. For example, there's a few extra things that you want to get rid of, like the old prefetch data files. This is just a temporary junk folder. Nothing that you want to keep. It just clutters up your computer and slows it down. Now, there are some other things that you do want to keep. For example, your event logs. I would recommend keeping those, even though I have mine checked. This is my personal computer. The reason why is if something should happen, your computer breaks down, it will create an event log, and that's another topic I want to touch base with later on. It's a free tool that you can use. All right, so I'm just going to say real quick, run this cleaner. This one, like I said, I use both CCleaner and Clean Master because they both. Let's just ignore it because I do have a couple Chrome web browsers open that I want to talk about. So we're going to ignore that. Also has a registry cleaner, which is really nice. That can also speed up your computer. All right, so we're going to let this run. Alright, so now this has cleaned a bunch of my temp folders, and this is just a bunch of junk. It cleaned out my recycle bin, it cleaned out a few things. I mentioned earlier this also has a registry cleaner, which is nice. Now, I'm going to talk about Clean Master, and let me show you why I use both of these. Clean Master will pick up a few extra things that the CCleaner has left behind. CCleaner doesn't always get everything, and same thing with Clean Master. It does not always pick up on everything. So I use both of them because, like I said, they kind of pick up where the other application has left off. Okay, so here you can see that Clean Master has found little over a gig of junk files that the CCleaner had overlooked. Alright, so now I am complete. Earlier when I was talking about the CCleaner, you want to keep the Windows event log. When your computer crashes or when something happens to it, your computer will log that in a file. You can right click on the start button and you go up to Event Viewer. This is a very handy little tool. It's one of my first go-to when I approach a computer and I want to find out what has happened to it. I just go into the Windows Event Viewer, check out Windows Logs and System. Now in here it'll tell you some different informations. Like if you have an error or just whatever, you can also filter this. Critical error, you can do warnings, you can do whatever you need. You can do it by day, and there you go. Those are all my errors and criticals. And down below, it'll give you a small detail of it. It'll give you like a code that you can look up. You can Google this, and it'll give you a little bit more information on how you can resolve that issue. Another one of my go-to tools, right-click on the Start menu, go all the way up to Device Manager. Now this will tell you about your drivers. A lot of the issues that you may encounter might be because of a driver has been corrupted or gone bad, or you just need to update a few drivers. I've seen a lot of issues caused in there. You can just say right-click on something, there you go, or just click on the down arrow. You can see what it is. I've had some batteries go bad. We've had to uninstall it and reinstall some of these. Alright, so I've already talked about the CCleaner and the Clean Master. Those two are both great tools. Now you got some little tools here and there that you might pick up, like Mini Tool, Partition Wizard, which is really nice if you need to partition multiple partitions on one single hard drive. You can have dual operating systems, whatever the reason may be. Another one of my favorites, for example, is like a dashboard of multiple tools. For example, Nearsoft is a good one. You'll find a category of multiple tools all for free in here. For example, password recovery utilities. You'll find a multitude of applications in there. And then they got them all separated into different categories: network monitoring, internet related utilities, MS Outlook tools, command line utilities, desktop, freeware systems, and whatnot. Another good source to get free applications, free software tools like this is FossHub. This is another one of my favorites. For example, let's try Malwarebytes. Here we go. Malwarebytes and Adware Cleaner, which is a good one. ComboFix is another good one. FossHub is a great place to go to get just free tools. Utilities, disk analyzer, for example. They got it all separated into different categories. That's the download page if you want. These are different similar applications. WinDarStat is another good one. This is a disk analyzer. Click on it down below. It'll give you a description. WinDarStat is a free open source disk usage analyzer and cleanup software. So if your hard drive, if your root directory is filling up fast and you want to see which applications are taking up the most space, this right here is a good one that will show you exactly that. And then down below, it'll tell you other similar products. Space Sniffer, same thing. It does the same thing. Description. It's a freeware space analyzer. Let's see. Another good one is CNET or download.com. Here you can find all the free software that you need. You pretty much just type anything you want in here. I saw Malwarebytes down there, so I'm just going to say malware. And then there you go. You got free to try. You got free. You can filter it by ratings, platforms, free only, just different things like that. Same thing through GitHub is another good one. I basically use it for open source, just to grab some source code here and there. I can write my own programs, and I can do pretty much whatever you want it to do. A couple more free tools. Let's see, one of my favorites. Hit the Windows key, hit R, and type in PowerShell. PowerShell is really awesome. You can write your own code. For example, let's say I have 8 servers and about 150 terminals that all need to be rebooted. I can write a source code and I can reboot these computers. I can just run it across the network and it'll do everything for me. If you're just at the house and you only have your laptop in front of you, you're not worried about all that. So, let's see, Windows key plus R, you can type the command line, and this is your DOS command. You can do a scan disk now to scan your hardware, scan your hard drive. You can ping a computer to see if it's online before you try to remote into it. Earlier, I did a lot of DISM, the DISM tools. I had a USB thumb drive that had a write protection on it, so I disabled the write protection. I wiped the hard drive, and I made a Heron boot CD, which is a real good one. Another example is Rufus. Rufus is something that you will use to create a boot CD, such as Heron. Heron's boot CD is another tool that I use just because it has a lot of stuff on it that I can boot from. I can delete passwords. I can recover deleted files. I can wipe the hard drive. There's just so much that you can do with it. And there's about 100 other utilities that are very similar to Heron boot CD. Let's try Heron boot CD alternative. Here's a couple right here. As a matter of fact, there's like 4 best alternatives, top 3, top 5, top 10, for example. So if you're a big fan of the Heron boot CD, there are some other versions that you can use, like the Ultimate Boot CD I've used, which is alright. Trinity Rescue Disk, System Rescue Disk I've used. The BART PE I've used. And you can certainly make your own PE thumb drive that you can boot into. UBCD Win. This is another good one that I've used several times. Heron boot CD, I guess it's been around for so long and it's just everybody's go-to. But there are certainly some others that are just as good, just as useful. So if you look around, you can pretty much Google whatever your issue is, and you will find how you could resolve it. And of course, there's about 100 different ones. And of course, there's probably about 101 different applications that will help you resolve that issue as well. I would say just kind of play around with it. You can use 1 or 2. You might find one that you like better than the other. You might find 2 applications that you like to use together, such as myself. I use CCleaner and Clean Master, simply because one application will pick up where the other application has left off. My name is Jason Todd with Deviate Computers, and I thank you for watching.